Hello everyone, welcome back. Today is day 85 of my journey to learn Japanese, and the purpose of this series of live streams is to document my progress at learning Japanese, having started as a complete beginner. Now, my goal for today is a little bit different than usual. What I normally do is I practice some kanji, but today I'm going to be using ChatGPT, and I'm going to be having a conversation with ChatGPT solely in Japanese. This is kind of to simulate immersion. And so what I've done is I've prepared a little prompt to ensure that ChatGPT will only talk to me in Japanese. And I expect that this is going to be very difficult. However, I think this will be extremely useful. So let's give this a go. So I'm gonna type in this prompt, and let's just read what I've got here. So I've say, have a conversation with me only in Japanese. Do not speak English to improve the immersion. Write in hiragana, katakana, and kanji, and write the furigana for the kanji as well, please. And I just kind of roughly gave an estimate of my current level. I know 400 to 500 words, maybe about 200 kanji. I can read and write hiragana and katakana, and keep the replies kind of short, 1 or 2 sentences, keep it super simple. So wish me luck. Let's make a start. So let's put this in. Okay, so perhaps if I zoom in slightly, that would be useful. Konnichiwa. Okay, so this is hello. Kyou wa. So here we have the furigana, kyou. So this I think means today. Kyou wa nani o shimashita ka? Okay, so I'm gonna write just to confirm. Just to confirm, kyou means today, and shimashita is the past tense of the verb suru, which means to do. So you asked me, and then we'll just put it in. So I'm directly translating what we have here. Hello. 今日は何をしますか? What did you do today? Right? Because notice the use of ka here at the end. They put a question mark to kind of help me out. But in Japanese, when you have this ka at the end, it turns a statement into a question. Hi, そうです。今日は何をしますかは、そういう意味です。そういう意味です。Okay, so this is quite an interesting word here. そういう意味です。I think we're going to combine this with Google Translate. Let's just put this in here. That is what I mean. そういう意味です。その意味です。Okay. So I guess I need to write a reply. I guess I say konnichiwa back. So we're gonna write using hiragana. So let's do that. Actually, okay, so it's konnichiwa. Kyo, today, watashi wa benkyou Nihongo. Today I'm studying Japanese. Now this is probably completely wrong, but I think it should get the message across. Konnichiwa. 今日私は勉強日本語 いいですね。今日私は日本語勉強しました。Okay, so I need to, of course, because it's like 勉強する, right? I think actually, if we go here to lingo command, and we go to verbs to, I think, to study, let's just go back to British English. Yeah, okay, so here to study is 勉強する. So I'm thinking actually there's this pattern in Japanese where you use a noun and then have suru at the end to turn it into a verb. So 勉強 means like studies, like education, I guess. And then to do education, to study, would be the verb. So I have to add this しました at the end. Okay, so this is all kind of いいですね. Well, let's just double check. I think this means like yes or that's right. Or that sounds good. Okay, that sounds good. いいですね. That sounds good. 今日私は日本語を勉強しました. Okay, so this is the suru turned into past tense. Let's just check that. しました. Yeah, okay, so there is a sense of past tense to this when you add the shita at the end. Because I think します is current, like present tense. と言います。と言います。と言います. So this word I'm completely unfamiliar with. Let's see what that means. Of course, we're going to take out this furigana. It is cold. I see what's going on. So I think that this is just correcting me. It's basically like, yeah, not a bad attempt, but that sounds good, but it's actually, it is cold. 今日私は勉強しました. Fine. Let's swap this. I can still write in English. Ask me some simple. Actually, what is questions? Questions. Some simple. 質問. And I think, okay, wait. 質問. Let's give this a go. Kyo nani o tabemashita ka? Suki natta? Tsuki natta bemono wa nan desu ka? Nani o tabemashita ka? Okay, so what did you eat today? But then this next question, what's going on here? So we've got suki, nata, suki na tabemono. Okay, tabemono I think is one word. Tabemono. Tabemono is food. Okay, so this is one word. Tabemono. Right? Tabemono. Now this is interesting because this kanji here with the reading of mono, it comes up in kudamono, which is fruit. If we go back, we go to food, you can see here fruit is kudamono. So I recognize this kanji here. Okay, so tabemono means food. Wa, so this is this topic marker, I think. Nan desu ka? And so this is asking skina. I don't know what this na is doing here, but basically it's asking me what food do I like. Let's see if this is correct. Okay, so let's write in English. Okay, so just to confirm, you wrote, hi there, and for those of you that have just joined, basically what I'm doing today is a little bit different than normal. I'm using ChatGPT to have a conversation in Japanese. I'm very much like a beginner. I know about 400 or 500 words, maybe 200 kanji. And basically, because it's only responding in Japanese, I think it's gonna be very useful to help me improve my Japanese. So I'm just trying to break down this sentence here. So, 今日何を食べましたか? So this is today. What did you eat? And of course, the ka turns this statement into a question. So, what did you eat today? It's the first question. And then it's ski is to like, tabemono is food, wa is a topic marker, and then nan desu ka? So I think this is asking, what food do you like? Are these translations correct? So I'm not really replying fully in Japanese at the moment, but hopefully the AI will respond in Japanese. Okay, so, hi. Tadashi desu. Tadashi desu. Tadashi desu. Tottemo ii desu yo. Okay, so I think this is a long way of saying yes, that's right. But let's try and break this down. So, hi obviously is yes. Tadashi desu. Okay, so I'm going to take out this furigana. Tadashi desu, that is correct, okay? And then this next word. Tottemo ii desu yo. It's really good. What is tottemo? I recognize this word. Very. Tottemo ii. Ii might be good. I think that might be good. Okay, so hi is yes. Tadashi desu, that is correct. Totemo is very, ii is good, and then desu yo is like, it is. So, I suppose I need to answer this. So, now we're gonna go back to hiragana. Okay, so this is gonna be super broken Japanese, but let's say for asa, and I'm just gonna write it in hiragana. because I don't know the correct kanji. Asa gohan. So I think that means breakfast. Breakfast, watashi. It's just I, watashi wa. And they say you can skip this watashi. Asa gohan wa. Okay, so tabemashita. I think this is like, so taberu is to eat, right? Taberu. So I think if I do tabemashita, that turns this into to eat, like past tense. Okay, asa gohan wa tabemashita. Well, what did I eat? Pan. Okay, so for this, actually, I have to write katakana, right? Because this is a loan word. So we write pa, and then we write n here, pan. And then I need like a word, like and. So what is and in Japanese? I should really know that. And. Soshite. I'm almost thinking, because there are multiple ways to say and. So let's just, here we don't have this reply only in Japanese. So I'm just going to break that for a moment and say, how do you say and in Japanese when you have a list of nouns, i.e. bread and jam? To. Yeah, exactly. So this, what about soshite? Because that's what Google was doing. It's also and, but it's different from to. It's soshite connects sentences, clauses, or ideas. So it's like and then, and also, furthermore. I ate bread and then I drank coffee. Gotcha. Okay, so. Asa gohan wa tabemashita. Pan to. Okay, let's write this in hiragana. So we need this to. Let's put jam. Let's put jam. Jamu. Okay, so this is just gonna be a loan word. That's real easy. So we're just gonna write katakana. So we need ji, ja. Okay, so this is the katakana yun combination, and then mu. Asa gohan wa tabemashita. Pan to jam. Ooh, this is tricky because I think actually you put this shimashita at the end. As you can probably tell, I don't really have any clue for this grammar. Shimash. But let's just stick a shimashita at the end. Asa gohan wa. So I'm thinking this should be then taberu. Taberu. Pan to jam shimashita. Ii desu ne. Okay, so I think it's giving the correction here, and then it's doing this toimasu. And we saw this before. It's like basically trying to tell me you're trying to write this. So let's translate this. So we're gonna take out this hiragana. So it's said as, or it's called asa gohan wa パンとジャムを食べました。Okay. So we're putting the verb completely at the end. I'm starting to notice in Japanese, it seems like you're putting the verb at the end. Verb at the end. そう意味です。Right? We have this です. We have しました. Now we have を食べました. Okay, so this を here, I think it's like a marker for verbs. So this verb is being applied on the bread and jam. So let's try this one more time. It's basically me copying what was written here, but they're saying, well, actually, this might be more useful. If we stick this here, this is me trying to write Japanese. A couple of things I noticed. The verb seems to come at the end, and then o acts as a marker for the verb, and then also are personal pronouns, or no, wait, pronouns even used in Japanese. Do I have to say watashi wa, or is that clunky? Let's see. Okay, so you've noticed two of the most important features of Japanese already. The verb tends to come at the end, and particles like o tell you what role a word plays. For what I think you're trying to say, which is I ate bread and jam for breakfast, a natural version would be asa, so this is morning. Gohan is like rice together, that means breakfast, I think. Gohan ni pan to jam o tabemashita. Okay, it is called an object marker. Object marker. It marks the direct object of the verb. So the o marks the object upon which the verb is applied. Is that right? Okay, so o marks the direct object, the thing that the verb's action is being done to. Fantastic. So going back to this, we have I, which means good. Des is, so it's good. I desu ne. That's actually worth investigating as well. So okay, I, that sounds good. Let's break down the word. I desu ne. So I means good. Desu means it is. Ne is a way of stating agreement. Is that right? Let's see. Okay, so E means good or nice. Des makes the expression polite. It isn't always used to translate it literally as it is. Invites or assumes shared agreement, isn't it, right? That's nice, isn't it? Sounds good, that's good, yeah. Okay, isn't that right? So the ne acts as isn't that right? To translate it, I can do it's good, right? Okay, so E is good. Des makes it polite in this case. This net sort of is like kind of sharing and assuming a shared agreement. So, oh, that's good, right? And then, so this is asa, gohan. So this breakfast, wa. Okay, so this is called a topic marker. So it's saying that breakfast is the topic of the sentence. And pan to jam o tamashita. Yeah, okay, so this is the part. Why is breakfast the topic of the sentence here? Or at least that is what it seems like, since the va particle comes directly after. So from context, you infer that it's I, but adding watashi would usually be unnecessary. That illustrates why translating wa as simply subject marker causes trouble. A better beginner mental model is as for. Okay, so we have breakfast, as for, and then it's pan to jam. So this to takes two nouns and kind of makes it, this list of nouns. So we have bread and jam. Tabemashita, so this shita takes taberu, the verb to eat, and turns it into the past tense. So it's like I ate. And of course, this o is a subject marker. So the eating is being applied on this direct object, which is bread and jam, for a total of, for breakfast, I ate bread and jam. Okay, cool. Ask me another question. Let's continue. 昨日何をしましたか? Okay, so しましたか would be, so する is to do. So しました is did. So it's like what did, and then it's 昨日. What does that mean? 昨日. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Google Translate, put this in. Yesterday. Yesterday, okay. So what did I do yesterday? So I suppose we start off by saying 昨日 wa. Okay, so considering this as the topic marker or subject marker is a little bit confusing. So they said for beginner, it makes more sense to say for like, as for yesterday. What did I do? Why don't we say that I cleaned something? So I'm just going through this list of verbs trying to find clean. Soji suru. Soji suru.昨日は掃除しました。掃除しました。But what did I clean, right? So we need this topic marker or object marker. So I cleaned something. So what did I clean? So we're gonna just ask ChatGPT, what is bedroom in English, in Japanese? Shinshitsu. Neru is this, or this is ne.
Meshinzu.
Breaking down the kanji, so this is to sleep or lie down. So this is the ne in neru. And then this is room, sleeping room. Fantastic. Okay, so that kanji means room. So here we just need to do shin shitsu. But of course, we want to do this in hiragana. Shin shitsu. I don't know why it's always suggesting a bunch of kanji at the end that I didn't want. And so basically, for those of you that have just joined, I am doing something different today. I am practicing talking to ChatGPT solely in Japanese. So I've got this prompt here and it's only responding in Japanese. And I'm just trying to break down this sentence here. So it's saying, 昨日何をしましたか? So 昨日 is yesterday. Nani is what? しましたか. So しました is, suru is to do. しました is like past tense. So did. So it's like, what did you do? And the question comes because it's this ka at the end. So I think actually in Japanese, they don't really use this question mark. They just stick a ka at the end. But I think because I'm a beginner, it's putting a question mark here. And my response here would be, so I'm using this word again, kino, yesterday. Wa, so this is the subject marker or topic marker. So in English, you would say I. You'd have to use the personal pronoun, so you'd be like, yesterday I. But the I is inferred in Japanese, so you can skip that. And so then here you can also think of this wa as for. So like, as for yesterday, this here is, wait, shinshitsu. Wait, if I put neru, okay, there we go. This means to sleep, this verb. And then shitsu is room. So according to this, I've now essentially got sleeping room, which is obviously bedroom. O is a subject marker. Basically, it's saying that this soji shimashita. So soji suru, according to Lingo Command here, my app. So I'm thinking soji probably means clean, and then suru, clean as in a noun. Suru, there's this pattern in Japanese where you take a noun, add suru at the end, and it's like to do, clean, cleaning, to clean. So here I'm sort of following this pattern. So I've got soji, but the suru turns into shimashita because it's past tense. So I think this should be pretty decent. And of course, in Japanese, you don't have spaces between words, right? So let's give this a go. 昨日は寝室を掃除しました。いいですね. Okay, so actually, I don't think I got any corrections. Because normally it would put here in quotes and it's like you were trying to say this. So let's just ask this here. So we'll say, is this correct Japanese? So this was the sentence we've carefully constructed. Yesterday I cleaned the bedroom. I think this was the first time I wrote a valid Japanese sentence. Phenomenal. Now, of course, I did have to Google what was to clean and bedroom. But the grammar, I kind of did myself, so I'm pretty happy with that. So let's try and break this down. So, I means good. Desu, I think, makes this polite. And then ne is like asking for mutual agreement. So it's like, that's good, isn't it? That's good, isn't it? Or it sounds good, right? Totemo. So I think totemo means very. Yes, okay. Okay, so totemo means very. And then we've got shizen. Shizen. Fun desu. What's going on here? Oh, this is actually not fu, it's bu. Let's try and zoom in here a little bit so it's a little bit more easy to read. So fu becomes bu with dakuten, so this is bun desu. So we have some words to break down here. So firstly, what is this shizen? And I notice actually I'm learning a lot here because this really does feel like immersion, right? Because it's constantly replying in Japanese, so it's quite challenging and good for me. So shizen means nature. Bun, what is bun? Shizen na bun desu. Okay, what is bun? Sentence. Is it saying the sentence is good? Let's take a look. So I'm going to stick the whole thing into Google Translate and take out the furigana, of course, right? Because that way it can just translate it properly. It's a very natural sentence, so it was impressed with the sentence. Oh, and shizen means nature, so nature, natural. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you very much, ChatGPT. So let's continue. So here we have, actually what I do want to know is, what is this not? I have a couple of assumptions about this sentence that I want to confirm. So I'm typing GB, so I can just type English. The des at the end, does that make the sentence polite? Or is it is just as a verb, or both? Moreover, what is the na before bun, which is sentence? So I'm asking, what is this na about? And then this des, sometimes it makes something polite, and then sometimes it is. So what's going on? Exactly the right two things to investigate here. Let's break it down. とっても自然な文です. It's a very natural sentence. What is des doing? Des is doing both in a sense. It functions somewhat like English is am are, while also making the statement polite. 文です, it is a sentence. 文だ. Okay, so this is casual, polite. However, don't get too attached to translating every des as is. Japanese and English grammar don't line up. 美味しいです. It is delicious. Here, 美味しい is an I adjective, and des primarily adds politeness. You wouldn't want to analyze it exactly as English is plus delicious. Okay, fine. Okay, so what is the na in all of this? Na adjective. Okay, so shizen means natural. When shizen directly modifies a noun, you need na between them. So na disappears when the adjective isn't directly modifying a noun. この部屋は静かです. This room is quiet. Good morning. お元気ですか, Zukaris? I'm doing something completely different today. I'm practicing some immersion and like writing actual Japanese. I think also Ohio is good morning. Let's just check that. Japanese phrases. Greetings. Ohayo gozaimasu, Zukaris. Okay, so na is here being used because the shizen is modifying the sentence bun. What is the grammatical term for na in this case? Add nominal marker. I guess also I don't really need to know what this na is actually called. I just need to know what it does. So you're saying I did a bit of this type of thing too earlier on. How did you find it? Did you find it useful? Okay, so let's try and break this down again. So E is good. Des is like it is, and it makes things polite. And then ne is asking for like mutual agreement. So it's like, oh, that's good, right? Or sounds good. And then tottemo is very. Shizen is natural nature. Bun is a sentence. And this na is showing that this adjective is being applied to this noun. So it's like natural sentence. And then des is it is, and it makes things polite as well. So it's like it is a very natural sentence. So I see now what they say with the sentence structure being so different in Japanese. It's like verb at the end instead of verb in the beginning in English. Most definitely, it helps with getting used to sentence structure, production, etc. Yeah, I'm finding this very interesting so far. I'm really enjoying it. So basically what I did was I have this prompt that I came up with. Have a conversation with me only in Japanese. Do not speak English to improve the immersion. And then write in hiragana, katakana, and kanji. I know maybe like 4 or 5, I like explained my level. And then I said only reply in 1 or 2 sentences. So let's keep going. 次に誰と晩ご飯? Okay, so gohan is like, it can either mean like cooked rice or like a meal. I'm guessing it's going to be a meal here. Or 食べましたか? Okay, so 食べる is to eat. This 食べました, I think when I see this mashita at the end, we know we're dealing with past tense. Ka turns something into a question. So this is something like, it's asking about the past tense of like, what did you eat? But this o here is basically saying this like eating is being applied to this subject. So gohan here is, I guess it's like a meal. The real problem here is that I don't know what this means, this first part. So let's just stick all of this into Google Translate. And I'm going to take out the hiragana. 次に誰. Oh, 誰. Who. と Who will you spend the evening with? 次. Ah, 次 just means next. I remember this from anime. Dare to ban. What does this word mean? Night. Konbanwa. Konbanwa. Okay, so kon might mean just good. What is good? Yoi. Because I'm thinking, konnichiwa, konbanwa, both of them start with this kon. Ban means evening. In fact, if I say good evening, this is still written as hiragana. But then here, this thing that means evening, it's the same word. Okay, let's just try and break this down. So it's next, who, evening, food, o 食べましたか? Okay, so the problem is this almost seems like, who are you going to have dinner with this evening? But now that I'm thinking about it, toban gohan. So if this is evening, because you have asa gohan, which means breakfast, and asa means morning. So this might be dinner. This might be dinner. Tsugi, so next, what did you have for dinner? And we were talking about kino yesterday, so it's probably asking me like, what did you have for dinner? Next, but then here it's saying dare, which is who. So it would be like next, who did you have dinner with yesterday? Perhaps that was what this means. Let's stick this whole thing into Google Translate. Next, who did you have dinner with? Yeah, okay, so we got somewhere. Okay, so I'm gonna say, yesterday I had dinner with my mom. Thank you, Zukaris. So you're saying dare to? Actually, it's worth asking as well, like, what is this to? Tsugi ni I have, let's write this in British English. I have two questions. I have two questions. What is the purpose of ni after tsugi? And also, what does the to do after dare? Let's put these in quotes so that they know it's romaji. See what comes up. Okay, so both ni and to are particles. So this is like grammar stuff, right? But they're doing different jobs. Okay. Tsugi ni dare to bangohan o tabemashita ga? Okay, so tsugi means next. Adding ni turns it into something functioning like an adverb. Here, ni isn't indicating a physical destination. Japanese ni has several different functions, and this is one of them. Tsugi ni as a set expression for now. Okay. Not very clear on this explanation for ni here. And to means with. Okay, so here it was bread and jam. When you're connecting a bunch of nouns in a list, you use to. Whilst soshite, I think, was for when you say and between like two clauses or sentences. And here it's saying to can also mark the person you do something together with. Fantastic. So that's what you were pointing out, Zukaris. Therefore, this can be broken down very mechanically, blah, 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 blah. Explain how this ni particle works generally. It's confusing. Okay, so ni has grammatical jobs rather than assigning it to one English word. Ni marks a target or point. That point can be a place, time, recipient, result. Okay, so this is nihon. Ni. Oh, actually, I know this. This is cool. This is to go, right? This is the i in iku. And here it's ikimash. Ikimasu. Oh my god, Japanese is starting to make sense. So instead of iku, you add this masu, which means it's present tense because there's no shita. So ikimashita is probably past tense. Okay, so go to Japan. So this is Japan. This is go. So this is to. So it connects the noun and the verb. And then this is like a target. Neat. time. Okay, so 7. Don't know what this is. Maybe okimasu, to wake up. Oh, this is hana from hanasu. So it's hanashimasu. Hanashimasu. Presumably this means friend based on the translation here. Okay, so I'm thinking that this indeed seems to act like, what was this list it gave here? It was to, at, on, in, or for. And so I think I might just relax with this ni. The more Japanese I read, the more I get used to it. So this just connects this next with all of this probably. And then here the to is with. And this is so, who with did you eat dinner? Ban gohan is dinner. Okay, so that was a lot of yapping. Let's write some Japanese. So we're going to say kino. There. So this is yesterday. It definitely takes time to get used to the particles. The more you see it, the easier it gets to know which one is based on the context. I see. Thank you, Zukaris. That's what I'm thinking as well. I'm thinking that I just need a lot of exposure. But then also by studying the theory, what I get exposed to will make more sense. Okay, so we have yesterday, and then we need this presumably like topic marker. So I wrote wa, but of course that's actually the wrong one. We want this one. Kino, right? Because I'm almost tempted to put watashi, which I think is this kanji. So like yesterday I, because then I am the topic marker of the sentence. So it's like about me. But the watashi is inferred in Japanese, so we can skip the whole watashi. So it's like kino wa benkyou shimashita. Okay, so let's write the words and then we can rearrange them later. So I think if I do ban gohan, ban gohan. Okay, so this is dinner. And then I need mom, right? So ChatGPT is, let's say, part of the out group. I think soto. So let's just go to Japanese grammar. In any case, I'm going to treat ChatGPT as part of the out group. I'm talking about my mom, who's part of my in group. So I cannot use okasan, because that's if I'm talking about someone else's mom. So I have to use haha. Haha. So we're going to write that haha. And then it's suggesting a bunch of stuff here with this autocorrect that I don't want. Because I just want this kanji haha. And then I just need, I guess, this tabemashita, right? So we do tabemashita. That looks pretty good to me. So yesterday, topic marker, dinner, mom. And this is to eat, past tense. But I still need this with. So I might use like yesterday. I probably still need to use to. 昨日は晩ご飯Let's just write watashi explicitly. 私はと晩ご飯 Or do I use the to here? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to stick this all together. Submit the answer. See what happens. いいですね. Okay, so like that sounds good. And then here it basically fixed my sentence. が自然です. So I think it's basically saying, if you wrote this, it would be more natural because shizen is natural. So let's see what it wrote here. So it wrote, 昨日、私は母と晩ご飯を食べしました. Oh, I see. I, of course, also, when you have a verb, it needs to act upon a subject. So you need a subject marker. And that's what this o is doing here. And the eating, it's being applied on the ban gohan, the dinner. So that's why this ban gohan should have been at the very end. And then here, so yesterday, comma, I, subject marker, mom with dinner. God, the sentence structure is crazy. So now we just need to say here. So I wrote the above. I was told this is better. But I have some questions about this, so let's try and fit this all onto one page. So I get that we're using this all here so that this verb is being applied to this subject marker, which is the dinner. But why do we say watashi, subject marker, topic marker, then mother, and then to acting as with? Like the ordering is very strange. You say I, then you say this is the subject of the sentence, then you say mother, and then you say with. Okay, so Japanese particles label the role of each noun. Watashi can be omitted still based on context. I think you could just say, okay. Yesterday I ate dinner with my mother. Let's break it down into chunks. Okay, so, oh, I keep forgetting this. So these markers come after the thing that they mark. So, of course, I cannot write the to before mother because it's with my mother. So the to comes after because it's saying the with is being applied to haha. is the to after haha because markers in general in Japan always come after the thing they mark. Okay, so Japanese particles, wa, o, ni, to, de, ga, etc. generally come after the word or phrase whose role they mark. Gotcha. So that then sort of explains this, but then this ga shizen desu. What is ga doing here? And sorry, Sukairis, I will look at your reply in 2 seconds. Let me just marks whatever comes before it as the grammatical subject. この文が自然です。この文. Okay, so この is this. 文 is sentence. We know this. 自然です. Okay, so が is basically saying that this adjective. Okay. Cool. So let's just read what Sukaris was saying. So, watashi can be omitted still based on context. I think you could have just said, and so you're writing here in Japanese. Let's see if I go like this. Sorry, the font's very small, but you wrote, 昨日は母と晩ご飯を食べました. Fantastic. Okay. Thank you so much. So I understand what you're saying. So basically you're saying it's no different to anything else. We can omit this watashi. So something interesting came up in the reply here, which is this ga marker. In general, give me an explanation for this particle ga. What is it? What does it do? Give examples. So ga is one of the core Japanese particles. The simplest starting point is that it marks the grammatical subject. This is the thing that. Neko ga nete imasu. Okay, so neru is to sleep. Notice here that this is the kanji here with a reading of net from neru. So I guess you do some type of conjugation, add this imasu. Cat is sleeping. So if this is sleeping, and this is the cat is, the thing is, this is the thing that. Okay, so here we have this verb, and this is the thing that is doing the verb. Okay, so cat is the subject. Oh, I see. Let's see if I understand. So, o is a particle that says what the verb is being applied on, whilst ga is a particle that says who, what is doing the verb. Is that right? For action verbs, it's a very good beginner mental model. Neko ga sakana o tabe. I can actually read this. Sakana is fish. Yeah. The cat is the doer. Blah, 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 blah. So Sukaris, you're saying when to use ga versus wa can take a long time to get used to. I can imagine. I'm hoping through kind of continued exposure like this, I can pick that up more and more. Okay, so it's talking here about this important caveat with ga. So it's more accurately the subject marker, and the subjects aren't always the one that's doing the action. So there is a cat. The cat isn't doing anything, but neko is still the subject, so it gets ga. This sentence is natural. It's a bit convoluted, but surely it is still a form of doing, i.e., it is existing, right? And with that mental reframing, we can keep the previous rule. Which was this thing. So I think that might be like a hack around this suru, or sorry, like the to be stuff, right? Because here it's saying neko ga imasu. There is a cat, and the cat is basically the one that's doing the existing, right? Konnichiwa, hikeru, o genki desu ka? How are you? Thank you for joining the stream. So just to kind of explain what I'm doing is I'm using ChatGPT here, and I basically prompted it to only reply in Japanese in this chat, and that way I kind of get a sense of immersion. Okay, so basically it's saying, "ii desu ne." Okay, so the ne is kind of asking for mutual agreement, so it's like, oh, that sounds good. Is that right? And then, kino watashi wa haha to bangohan o tabemashita ga shizen desu. So shizen is natural, desu is like that's natural, and the thing that is doing the being, the thing that is natural is this whole sentence, right? So basically, okay, so here, the whole sentence is the subject that ga refers to, and the thing that is doing the shizen desu, i.e., being natural. Is that right? That's essentially exactly the right way to parse it. So this is, the whole quote is one grammatical unit, and then the ga marks that whole thing as the subject, is natural. It's actually a sentence inside a sentence. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, fantastic. So let's continue. Ask me another question. Move on from yesterday and talking about food. Okay. Yasu mi no hi ni nani o suru のガス、ガス機ですか? Okay, this is very problematic, right? Because what is going on? So this ni was acting as to, at, for, in. This is some type of marker. Nani is obviously what. O is acting as a noun upon, well, it says like the suru is being acted upon whatever is here. Suru is to do, right? So like doing what? No. Can you add spacing between the words for now to make it a tad easier to parse? Hi. これから Oh, it's just adding like a bunch of new stuff. Okay, let's justきですか? Let's try and break this down individually. So we have this kanji here. Let's see what it means. Q is closed. But it's saying here. Okay, I might just stick in the whole sentence. Can you rewrite this without the furigana, but add spacing between the words just for now? Okay. Because then in Google Translate, I can just ask, what's this word? Holiday, yasumi. Okay, fantastic. Hi means day. Yeah. Nani o suru no. Oh, ga was, this is what we spoke about, tsugaris. So, ga is the subject that does the verb, right? So, we can just search for this word. Ski. Ski probably means to like, right? Ski, fantastic, okay. Desu ka. Okay, so it's probably asking me like, what holiday do I like? Right, because this is what? Well, no, because it's asking suru. To do. So like, holiday? What does this mean? Yasumi no hi is day off. The ni marks on, okay? And no ga, I think it kind of normalizes it. Okay. There are quite a few unfamiliar concepts. I'm just gonna need probably a bit more time. So let's start with this yasumi no hi. So yasumi means holiday, and hi means day, right? No can turn a noun into an adjective, right? So is this the case where the no is turning yasumi into a adjective describing he, the day, and thus this is adjective plus noun, and it's a specific combo in Japanese meaning day off. Is that right? Okay, let's see. Okay, so yasumi means rest, break, or holiday, time off. This connects one noun to another. Day is hi, a day of rest. Fine. Is no turning yasumi into an adjective? Functionally, yes. Grammatically, not quite. Noun plus no plus noun. The first noun describes or modifies the second noun. Okay. I meant that yasumi no as a pair acts as an adjective. The grammatical terminology is that yasumi no is an attributive noun phrase. But for your mental model, it's functioning adjectively in yasumi no hi. Okay. Sorry everyone, please bear with me. But we're making good progress here. So basically this means a day off. This here, ni, that's what you were saying. Sukara says means on. Nani is what? O suru no ga. So you were saying this normalizes it. So I'll have to check what that means. Suki desu ka. Oh, des is just like to do, right? So it's basically asking, what do you like to do on your day off? So does this mean, what do you like to do on your day off? Sekai. Okay, amazing. Thank you everyone. So now I guess is the time to look into this nominalizer. No ga. What is no ga about in this sentence? Is it a nominalizer? If so, what even is that? Okay, so in suru no ga, no is a normalizer and ga is the subject marker you've already been learning. Okay, so they're two separate things. Let's first explain what a normalizer actually means. So a normalizer turns an action or whole phrase into a thing grammatically. English does this too. I like pizza, I like swimming. Pizza is already a noun, a thing. But swim is an action. English changes it into swimming, allowing us to treat the activity as a thing that can be liked. I think I've come across this concept before. So basically, a nominalizer turns a verb into the act of doing the verb. Is that right? This matters, blah, 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 blah. So what particle is used for nominalizing in Japanese? The one you've just encountered, which is no. Koto. It might be worth taking some notes on this, you know? So let's write this down. So nominalizers turn a verb into the act of doing the verb, i.e., a verb becomes a noun phrase, essentially. And then Japanese has two nominalizer particles, namely no and koto. Is that what this has? Koto. Okay. O. So this, and actually to make this a little bit more useful, let's put the actual hiragana. No. Put koto. Let's put vo here, that's one. And then we have ni. We have ga. No also acts to turn a noun into an adjective. Hashiru no koto. Same thing, I think just drops koto. Yeah, so let me just try and break this down. So ni acts as on, at, for, shows destination, target. Cool. Then ga was, what was ga again? It was marks the subject that does the verb. Marks the thing, the object upon which the verb is applied. Turns noun into adjective via noun plus so noun plus no plus noun. So no turns a noun into an adjective when describing the next noun, i.e., noun plus no plus noun equals noun phrase describing it's a little bit confusing, but means that noun 1 describes noun 2. Okay. So now we just have this no and koto. Hi, Dormamu. O genki desu ka? How are you? Thank you for joining the stream. So now we get to this really cool question, which is, so both no and koto describe act as nominalizers. What's the difference? Cool. So both no and koto can normalize a verb or clause. So it can turn the to eat into the act of eating, fine. But there's a useful difference in feel and usage. So no is more immediate, concrete, and experiential. Koto is abstract, general, and conceptual. Okay, so no often refers to an action as something experienced, observed, liked, or disliked. I like cooking. I actually know this. This is, this kanji is ryori suru no ga suki. Did I just read a sentence? That's so cool. Of course, the translation here is in English, but yeah, this is ryori suru, which is to cook. No, and so this turns this into the act of cooking. And you like a noun, right? So, because that's what we do in English. You don't say, in English you say, I like running, and running here acts as a noun because it's not like you say I like to run. In that case, to run is a verb, but I like running acts as a noun. Okay, so this is especially natural with no because you actually observe the action happening. Koto tends to be more abstract. So studying Japanese is important. 日本語を勉強するに、勉強することは I'm thinking important. Is that 大事に? Something like that. Let's just check. 大切. I think what I said is also correct. But wait, if I put 大事に. Okay, so it's 大切. So 大事に is not what this is. Cool. This is 大切. Des? You're talking about studying Japanese as a general concept. Exercising every day is important. There are also constructions where you can't freely choose. This is important. No and koto aren't simply stylistic alternatives. Certain grammatical constructions conventionally require koto. So I have been to Japan. Nihon ni. Oh, to, right? So this marker is saying we have Japan here, Nihon, and the ni is to. And then this is to go, iku. But presumably its reading is just i. And then sokolon, so it's ita koto ga arimasu. So here, ta koto ga aru is a grammatical pattern or have been, had the experience, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's just take this little bit of information, we'll put that here. So I'm thinking, we're already describing nominalizers here, so we don't need to say that word again. So we're saying no is often for concrete, personal, experienced actions. Koto is often for abstract, general action or fact, i.e., and then we'll just use this example here. So we'll say, we'll take this sentence here, and then we'll put the English in brackets. And then for no, we're going to use the other example. I like cooking. 料理するのが好きです. So we'll take that one. Because I think having a document like this with these examples is super useful. Because these grammatical concepts, they just appear over and over. So we might as well make this document. Okay, so with that done, let's try and sort out the font. So we're going to say, we'll put everything in font 18. Fantastic. And we'll put numbers. So this whole thing here is section 1 about nominalizers. This is about this object marker upon which the verb is applied. This is this to, at, for thing. This is number 4. So this is the thing that does the verb. And then 5, this is that pattern where a noun is acting as an adjective when you have noun plus no plus noun. And the only thing I'm going to change, since this is the hardest one, let's put it at the bottom. No need to start with the hardest thing straight away. Okay, so with all of that said, let's go back to the conversation here. So it's asking, this is yasumi, which is holiday. This is hi, which is a day. No here is, we have this this pattern here. So this is noun, no noun. So this is holiday, describing a day. So this is in total a day of rest or a day off. And we'll come back to this. So this then is what. Suru is to do. And the doing is being, we're doing on what? So doing what? Ski is to like. Ka turns this into a question. Ga is basically we're skipping watashi, so I'm guessing essentially the what do you like to do? Actually, I'm going to ask this. In this sentence, ga is a subject marker for the verb ski. right? But the subject is presumably the watashi, I, that is inferred. Okay, so ski is not actually a verb, it's a non-adjective. The ga is marking nani o suru no. Is liked. What? This is so confusing. So is ga still the subject marker, i.e. the thing that is doing the verb, or is ga a different particle here? Okay, so ga is still the same subject marking particle. It hasn't changed into a different particle. Oh, so my understanding of ga is too narrow. The thing that performs an action or has the state property being described. So here, neko isn't doing an action, it is the thing that has the suki relationship property. Maybe we could say the cat is being liked. Okay. So if we go back here, so tsuki is not a verb. It just means to be liked. And nani o suru no is a thing that is what you like to do. What do you like to do? I think I'm sort of following along here. What is no doing in this sentence? Oh, of course. Hold on now. No is the nominalizer, as Sukaris pointed out. Thus, what do you like to do? Turns into but this isn't really a verb. It's like, what do you like to do is a question. How does no work in this sentence? It's a nominalizer, but it's acting on suru, right? Okay, so no is nominalizing the whole phrase ending in suru. So, nani o suru no ga. So, to do. To do what? And then no takes the entire phrase, nani o suru no, and turns it into noun-like unit. So to do what, doing what, okay, so it basically just does nothing. But it's required. I suppose it keeps using the word subject. So what is a subject in grammar? It's a person or thing that a sentence says something about through its predicate. Who, what does the action? Subjects don't necessarily do an action. More generally, the subject is the thing that the predicate tells us something about. So when we say, oh, the cat is liked, or the cat is black, the cat is still the subject even though it isn't doing anything. We're assigning the property is black to the cat. Okay. I think that's enough breaking down of this sentence for now. I think what I'd like to do here is answer this. So it's asking, what do you like to do on your day off? Okay. So we're going to start by just copying this. So we need to write hiragana. So we're going to say yasumi. Yasumi no hi. Okay, so it just straight away jumped to the day off. So on my day off, using this particle here, what do I like to do? I like to I can do this actually. Miru eigakan to, well, if we're gonna do it, let's do it, right? So we'll see a TV show. Terebi show. Okay, so we're gonna need to write TV here in katakana. Terebi. And then we're gonna go back to hiragana. We write sho as the yun combination. We need a dash to extend the vowel sound. I didn't really know that you use a dash in hiragana as well. Very interesting. I thought it was just katakana. Okay, so yasumi no hi miru eigakan to terebi show. We need a verb at the end, right? So we need like this shimashita. In fact, do we just put to see to watch is miru. If I want to use it in a sentence, do I say mi shimashita? Mi shimashita. I have no idea how this verb conjugation stuff works. Let's see. Mi mashita. Oh, and of course the shita is past tense. What I want is masu, mimasu. 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 Yasumi no hi ni eigakan to terebi show mimasu. On my day off, something's off here. Let's try and look at a previous answer. So 朝ごはん、昨日は新設 I think を掃除しました。Yeah, we need do we need a topic? Do we need wa? No, I don't think we do because in the question it wasn't being used either. We want to use the word on. So on my day off, I'm gonna stick with this. So let's take out the spaces, see what happens. Da, 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 da. いいですね。休みの日に映画。Oh, of course, 映画館 is the cinema, whilst 映画 is movie. と、テレビ番組 Oh, and of course we need the o. 見ます。が自然です。Okay, so basically it's saying like this ga is the subject marker. So this 自然です is basically saying this whole sentence would be more natural. And so this makes sense, right? We just need eiga for movie instead of eiga-kan for cinema. To terebi show. What's going on here? Explain. So we're going to go to British English. Explain difference between versus. This is what Google's Translate gave us. Oh, what I wrote here in English obviously is nonsensical. Let's TV show. Terebi bangu. Okay, I just wrote the wrong thing. This is bangumi. TV show. Terebi bangu. Okay, so this is show or program, TV program. And we need the use of o here, right? Because this is a noun. Noun and another noun that's being watched by us. Hence the use of this o, object marker. So I'm pretty happy with that. So, of course, this here was just a little issue for TV show. Should have skipped this kan, and we needed the subject marker. But we're making some progress. Okay, so let's go to your comments, Sukaris. So you're saying 映画館で映画を見るのが好きです。Okay, so you're basically saying, I'm gonna copy this just so that we can write it somewhere in a larger font. So it's a little bit easier for everyone to read. So this is cinema. This is movie. So this is movie at the cinema. Miru is, of course, to see. And the seeing, what we are seeing is this object, which is the movie at the cinema. Hence this object marker. This here is a nominalizer. So the act of seeing a movie at the cinema is the thing that I like. And ga would be the, okay, so ga is the subject. And des is just making stuff polite. So let's try and break down Tsukaris' sentence. Sorry, I've noticed that I've lost track here of the chat from stream. Please bear with me. So and we want to have this conversation in the chat GPT instance where we're writing English. So to break this down, eigakan is cinema. Eiga is movie. De is at. So then this is movie at the cinema. Miru is to see. O is object marker that says movie at the cinema is the object upon which the verb miru, to see, is being applied on. I guess we might as well just take this whole thing here. Fine. No is a nominalizer that turns the that marks all of this. So it turns to watch a movie at the cinema into, it turns to watch a movie at the cinema into the act of watching a movie at the cinema. And then because I think this is useful to try and like break down this sentence and see, you know, what was Tsukaris doing here. So ga is a subject marker turning where all of this is the subject. Tsuki is a na adjective that sort of acts as a verb. It means to be liked. Desu you stick at the end to be polite. Is this analysis of the sentence correct? Give detailed feedback. And the main thing to correct is the scope of de and ol. I like watching movies at the cinema. Okay, so this is at the cinema. Movies, object. Miru is to watch. This thing nominalizes the whole thing that came before it. So it's 映画館で映画を見る. Ga marks the nominalized activity as the subject. 好きです. The important correction here is movie at the cinema. Instead, think of the particle as independently attaching labels to their predecessing phrases. Okay, so the issue is that I was saying that was connecting cinema and movie, but it only acts on cinema. Think about 好きです. So the des is not to be polite only. It is, desu means it is. And so together, this means it is liked. Pleasing, pleasing. Okay. Is liked is passive. I like the movie is liked by me. Japanese 好き isn't grammatically a passive form of a verb. It's a not adjective. So grammatically, 好き acts like the word pleasing in English. So 好きです equals it is pleasing. Wow, thank you so much for this sentence, Sukaris. There was a lot that I was able to learn from it. So let's just look at it one more time, the sentence you gave us. So it's 映画館で. So this de acts as at the cinema. Movie. So this is now movie at the cinema. Miru is to see or watch. So to watch a movie at the cinema. No turns this into a noun phrase. So the act of watching a movie at the cinema. 好きです is it is pleasing So there's a question about this. Why does all this need to be nominalized in the first place? For example, it is pleasing to run. Can we say 走るが好きです? Or does it need to be 走る? And now it's like probably こと, right? Because it's a little bit abstract. 走ることが好きです is こと also the correct nominalizer here? Okay, so generally cannot say 走るが好きです. You need to nominalize 好き or 走る. Though 走るのが好きです is generally more natural for talking conversationally about something you enjoy doing. が attaches to a noun-like unit. Phenomenal. So this is the last missing piece of the puzzle here. So ga marks the subject, and ga attaches only to a noun or noun-like phrase. Hence, we need this nominalizer. So that makes more sense now. If we go all the way back up, actually, let's do it this way. So we're going to go back to the bottom. Sorry, please bear with me. There we go. So with our latest understanding, let's just break down this sentence one more time. So eigakan is movie. This is at. So at the, or sorry, eigakan is cinema. So at the cinema, movie at the cinema. Miru is to watch. We need this object marker to say that the watching is being applied on the movie at the cinema. And so this will then be to watch a movie at the cinema. And then ski it basically means pleasing. So it is pleasing. I like. It is pleasing. Grammatically, this acts as it is pleasing to watch a movie at the cinema. But then it is pleasing is being applied to the subject. So we use ga here, the subject marker. But ga only acts on nouns. And so because miru is like, this would have been a verb phrase. So we need to turn this into a noun phrase so that ga can be used. Yeah, exactly like what you're saying here, Sukaris. So it's the act of watching a movie at the cinema, I like. Phenomenal. So I think There is one last question, which is, what is this de? Because this is now at. Is this also a marker? What is it? Okay, so de is a particle marker. At the cinema. So we had this thing, this ni. Does ni not also work as at? Let's see. Ni can also absolutely translate as at. The key is that you can't choose ni or de based on English word at. You choose based on the grammatical relationship. What does that mean? What was school again? So if we go to lingo command, we go to Japanese, vocabulary, locations, eigo or something. Where is it? School, school, school. Gakko. Okay. So what is this thing saying? So it's saying gakko de benkyou shimasu. So it's benkyou suru is to study. The suru is turning into shimasu so that it's present tense. And this is school. I study at school. Okay. And then we have all of this. Nana. What's going on here? So what we're going to do is we'll put this here. Shichiji ni okimasu. Okimasu. Yeah, this is to wake up. Okimasu. I think actually if we go, let's try here. Wake. I just want to, please bear with me. So to wake up is okiru. Okiru. What is this form called of the verb? The dictionary form. There we go. Okay. So this is okiru is to wake up. Okimasu is wake up, but like present tense. So this is shijiji. 7 o'clock. Shichi is, this is super interesting. So you have nana and shichi. So I guess for time, use shichi. Well, this has a reading of ji, or toki, shichiji. I'm learning so much here. So I wake up at 7. Okay, so Japanese uses different particles because they are marking different things. So de is a location where an action happens. Ni is a point target in space or time. I watch a movie at the cinema. The cinema is the stage where miru happens. Okay, so here I wake up at 7. The action isn't happening inside 7 o'clock as the location. Rather, yeah, it's a point in time. I go to the cinema. Ni as a location of existence. So here's where it gets, ni can also be at in because iru is describing existence, presence, rather than an action that's being performed at a location. I am at home. I eat at home is de. Wow, this is very complicated. So let's write this down. And sorry, Sukaris, I see that you wrote something. Let me just try and summarize what ChatGPT was saying, and then I will read your message. So here we're just going to write de. Acts as at. So this thing is used when the verb is happening at that location, i.e., I ate at a restaurant. You would use ni when the verb is not happening at that location. For example, I wake up at 7 p.m. uses ni. Finally, ni is used when the verb iru is used, i.e., I am at home uses ni. Because the I am is temporary. I think that covers everything it was saying. Or no, it's describing because I am describes existing, existence slash presence. Okay, so I think this is a decent summary. Let's see actually how much does this cover. But we'll check that after we respond to Sukaris' latest comment. So let's take a look. You could say eigakan ni, and that just marks the location. Meanwhile, de is showing an action is being performed at the cinema, which leads into watching a movie, I think. Yeah, okay, so when you use like eigakan ni, that would be like I'm going to the cinema. Or no, yeah, this is what you were saying. At the cinema, marks the location. And then you could say, I watched a film. I think I'm sort of following.映画館に行きました. Okay, so let's just take Sukaris' sentence, see if we can break this down. Thank you so much, by the way, for your help. I really appreciate it. So what you're saying is, 映画館 is the cinema, right? And then に is showing like the location. So at the cinema, or no, hold on. Okay, so this is to go. 行く is to go in the dictionary form. 行きました, the した means is past tense. So I went to the cinema. And here, to is acting as like a destination. It's acting as a destination. And so because of that, because the to go is not, that's not happening at the cinema. Instead, it's you're going towards the cinema. You go to the cinema, and so hence is ni. Okay, thank you so much for your example. So let me see if this concept is conveyed here. So de is used when the verb is happening at that location, blah, 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 blah. You would use ni when the verb is not happening at that location. I wake up at 7 a.m. Another one would be, I went to the cinema. Let's just put it as go, just to make the example simpler. I go to the cinema. The going is not happening at the cinema. Hence, you use ni. So I think this covers what you were describing, Sukaris. And one thing that I'm curious about is, do these notes cover a decent amount of Japanese particles? So I'm missing ba. Oh yeah, of course. To, mo, he, kara, made. This is a strong start. Okay, so there's a lot left to do. I think what I'll do is I'll probably conclude today's stream here, just because this is a lot of information, so I might take some time to process this. But thank you so much for watching. I think in the next stream, what I'll do is I'll just continue on with this process. Keep trying to talk to, let's zoom out here, to ChatGPT in Japanese here, and then discuss all of the concepts over here, as well as using Google Translate. But yeah, if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff if you want to support the channel. Thank you everyone for who joined the stream. See you next time. Take care. Sukaris. Mata ne. And yeah, thank you for watching.